PhD. One day you will write books. One day commercials. One day the impossible, you will laugh at the impossible. You will look at the impossible and go, what was I thinking?
Hello, my spoiler alert friends. Thank you guys for joining me. So I wanted to put this video out as promised about caffeine. So I was talking with a patient. We were talking about different things that are good for you, bad for you, and ways to improve health. And I mentioned drinking coffee or tea, just like something that you can passively do that's going to help with your overall health. And then she mentioned that that she wouldn't do that because of the caffeine intake. And she said that, it's bad for you and has all these problems. And I'm like, I had heard different things like maybe caffeine might not be a good thing for you. But my general idea of it was it's probably not bad for you, especially when you're drinking tea and coffee, really. So I'm like, let me look into the research. Let me see what I can find, and I will post something and let you know. So I go into the research. I'm digging through and looking at different things. And the research supports the idea that it is actually not a bad thing. So, and when I say the research supports the idea, I mean moderate intake of caffeine. So moderate intake being 400 to 600 milligrams per day. It did show that there were some transient things like some heart rate variability, like it might increase your heart rate a little bit or increase your blood pressure for a short term, but it was transient and short term, and it was easily reversed, and it wasn't a problem at all. And so just to put it in perspective, right? So 1 cup of coffee is about 95 milligrams of caffeine, and 1 cup of black tea is about the same, and green tea even less. It's like 45, 60, something like that milligrams of caffeine. And then if you went white tea, you're going to get even less caffeine because that's essentially like being caffeine free. So I'm like, in reality, if you're talking about reaching even the low end of the moderate intake, so that 400 range, you're talking about between 4 and 5 cups of coffee or tea a day, depending on the variety that you choose. So in reality, most people aren't going to reach a number that's even at the bottom range of the okay range, right? It's once you start getting into the 900s that you start to come across problems. And those problems could be, arrhythmias maybe, or just essentially cardiac issues. And even there, the research is kind of spotty with that. So by and large, if you are taking in your normal person is going to drink a cup of coffee in the morning, get their day going, and then they might have a cup of coffee in the afternoon to, finish the day out, and then they drink whatever they're drinking at night. Or people drink tea, or they drink a mixture. I've tried to be more of a tea drinker myself because I think I can tolerate the taste of that a little bit better. So when you think about taking those things in, the benefits vastly outweigh the risk. So I wouldn't hold off from drinking tea or coffee. And I'm going to be putting the references to these articles in the description and in the comments. So if you're curious, definitely click on the DOI or highlight that, and it'll take you to the link and you can read the articles for yourself. And also, definitely, everybody's different. Everybody's in their own health situation. So make sure you do consult with your provider, bring this information to them, bring the research, and just talk about it. Maybe you're somebody who caffeine might be a problem for you. And maybe you're somebody who it won't. And the benefits, like I said, of the coffee or tea will vastly outweigh the consequences or the risks, and then improve your health. It was actually interesting. So they were saying that the caffeine can actually be cardioprotective when it's below that 600 milligram threshold. And then a surprising one also was that caffeine has a modest impact on bronchodilation, and they believe that it can be helpful with asthma control. So there are a lot of different benefits to taking in caffeine, let alone the source that the caffeine is coming from, aka coffee or tea. So definitely consider putting it in your diet. I don't think you're going to be going wrong if you were to start drinking coffee or tea, especially in that low to moderate range. So again, talk to your healthcare provider. If something is amiss, they will steer you in the right way. But generally speaking, for the average healthy adult, you're not going to have any problems. But if you guys have any questions or have any recommendations on things that you want me to research or look into, definitely put it in the comments. Share this video with your friends. All the things, right? Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, right? Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next time.
One thing I know is that I'm going up.